Hey guys, and welcome back to the finale of Vectorman. Usually this is where I talk about, oh, it's the endgame and everything's super serial, and we'll get that dastardly Raster slash Warhead, but Helldragon was talking about Lunchables in the last part, and I want to hear the end of this shit.
Have you guys waited long enough to hear the end of this amazing Lunchable story? So like I said, I was there in the lagoon fighting for my life because I had gotten Lunchables for lunch, much to my mistake.
Yeah.
Now I decided, oh well, I'm gonna get pizza. Of course, because I was outside and I had no access to the microwave, I had to eat cold spaghetti sauce cheap shit pizza out there. And it was one of those bullshit make your own pizza kits, which basically meant we're not gonna assemble it and we sure as shit ain't gonna cook it for you.
Oh man, Helldragon, you have suffered much in your short lifetime, my friend.
Truly an enthralling story. Alright, I guess we could go back to talking about the game now.
Well, this level is just basically kind of a slog. The hardest part is that there's 3 bosses at the end of it, but besides that, you're just going through, like, the underground silo or bunker, and that's about it.
Well, I don't even see any weapons much here. All he has is these fucking mosquitoes, which I guess is Warhead's most devastating weapon. Send in the mosquitoes.
Oh, don't forget the turrets, which are, I think, in every level, you know, apart from, like, the ones where you turn into a train, or... I never really realised what was up here, by the way. I guess I didn't spend enough time exploring, but then again, there is, like, a timer and whatnot. Okay, the first of 3 bosses, and they all come out of blueprints somehow. This first guy... he just kind of like bobs back and forth and shoots every so often. Just jump over him, give him the thrusters treatment, and that's about it, really.
Yeah, this is the first version of this boss. To add in version 2.0, actual weapons. And then he starts dropping bombs, thus invalidating that remark.
He reminds me of, like, the type of robot you'd find in that Rise of the Robots thing, or whatever it was called.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Like, I remember that review of that thing, and it's like... And then I was watching that review, it's like, if you were living under a rock in 1994, you wouldn't know about this, and I just had to raise my hand, I'm like, I was living under a rock at the time.
It was quite uncomfortable, actually.
Oh yeah, definitely. Very flat, dark. You can't even get any TV under that.
Okay, I can't put it off anymore. We're fighting a freaky fish kind of mech here.
I do love the way it runs when you piss it off enough. It's like, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
Yeah, this thing will run towards you like that if it gets shot, so the trick here is get as far away as you can, shoot it, and wait until it stops running before you jump over it, because it can turn on a dime. So you're probably not going to get far without it hurting you if it's still in Maniac mode. So it's a bit of a slog, but you'll get through it eventually.
Also thanks to the, the kind of graphics they had in this game. Whenever I watch this game being played, I get a very huge reboot vibe, don't you?
Yes, yeah.
I'm just kind of expecting, Mainframe to take a part of this. That'd actually be kind of neat, actually. I wonder if... I know there was a reboot video game, and I'm trying to think if there was anything else Mainframe worked on that was, video game-wise. Are they still around?
What, Mainframe, the people who made Reboot?
Yeah, Reboot, Beast Wars, things like that. I think they've done, the last time I heard of them, they were still around, they were doing, fucking direct-to-DVD Barbie movies or something in 3D? I don't know.
Fate worse than death.
A fitting punishment.
The trick to this guy is he'll stay on the ceiling until you shoot him, then he'll come down and try and counter. Just duck under his shots and keep shooting, and that's the way you beat him.
There you go, see? This Mega Man shit is easy.
It's easy. Okay, Mainframe is now called Rainmaker Entertainment, and apparently they do still do, animations and such. I'm seeing Casper's, got, Popeye, something called Tony Hawk and Boom Boom Sabotage, whatever the hell that is. Let's see, Spider-Man the new animated series, that'll probably be the MTV one. The intro was pretty cool, at least. It was an okay series. Oh, and they're also working on the Ratchet and Sly movies, which is pretty cool. This is, I would say, the final proper level of the game, and fittingly enough, it's a long, maze-like kind of thing, full of tough enemies, Warhead's on the screen, giving it all this. He's a very egotistical kind of robot, which is odd, because apparently when a robot goes insane, they become egotistical and narcissistic.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I don't know, you should ask a robot and find out. I do like how the repeating images just have him bash the fuck out of the console he's watching on, apparently. He's, super pissed.
Why won't the picture come in clearly? Why is Audacity changing the audio levels?
Why do they keep reusing the same assets? I've already been to this level!
Oh no, he's affected by the Helldragon virus.
That's a legit point.
I like to imagine when he's on those TVs, he's kind of like a robotic evangelist, or evangelist, however you pronounce it.
And lo, Warhead will come down from the heavens and he will purify this blasted land and save all the other robots to bring them to a new era where the robots will rule and the humans will drool. Praise be to Warhead.
Yes, Street Sharks and so on, good stuff. It's just
What?
It's 90s-tastic.
Just Street Sharks, that comes completely out of nowhere.
Well, the theme of the game is just robots doing robot-y things in a crazy-like manner, so the 90s was a good time to be alive. Yes, I'm just reliving my childhood at this point, what of it?
Well, I mean, that's, something everybody tends to do at one point or another. I would imagine somebody sitting around going, man, the 20s were awesome.
Man, Boardwalk Empire just really speaks to me, you know?
Yeah, you see like a show based on that time period. Wow, the 20s was great. No, it wasn't.
I really missed the Great Depression. It would be fantastic if we had another one.
Oh, wait a minute.
This kind of combines pretty much every other level in the game with Bamboo Mill. You know, all these, like, lifts and escalators and stuff, and it really is kind of like a maze. It's a bit of an overly long level, but since it's the last one, I can kind of forgive it. I've run out of commentary at this point, as you can probably tell.
Yeah, we're just kind of one step away from making mouth noises. Boop, boop, boop.
That's all you ever do, mate, and I haven't given up on you yet.
You get those little last mosquito line of defense, to prevent him from getting to Warhead.
Jesus, Warhead. Like, pick it up a notch, mate. I'm about to foil your world conquest plans.
Yeah, I didn't even need any power-ups for the most part. I just mostly shot the shit out of you.
Didn't have to turn into a drill or a motorbike or nothing.
Like, after this adventure, Vectorman looks back on it. Good thing I didn't need to use my ostrich form.
Okay, I have to ask, is that really a thing in the second game?
He really does have a animal transformation in the second game. I may be wrong about the ostrich thing, but I know he can at least turn into a rhino at one point.
Vectorman 2 Power.
Electric Boogaloo.
I'm looking this up.
Because I know he has more forms in the second game.
Uh-huh. Wow, there's like so many more levels in the second game.
Oh yeah, definitely. I have played through it. It's been a while since I did it, but I have played through that game.
Okay, morphs. Fireball, which you get from fire ants, shield from shield bugs, scorpion tail from scorpions, rhino charge from rhino bugs, and tick punch from ticks. I'm not seeing no fucking ostrich in here.
Well, there was a rhino, close enough. You want a robotic ostrich, they got Mega Man games for that, like I said.
Oh, Jesus.
And we'll get in here. Okay, there we go.
It was the end of the level as well. That was the best take, so I thought, you know what? I'll cut myself a bit of slack. There's no need to do a retake, though.
Well, Vectorman is a little clumsy. You see, that characterizes him, so he's not a completely flat hero. He's relatable, you tell.
Here we go, the final battle. Oh yeah, the final battle!
It's one of the more strange final battle stages I've ever played, really. It's just, I don't know where this tornado comes from. They don't really lead into it, but Warhead's at the top randomly, okay?
Yeah, you just gotta shoot things out of your way as you head upwards. Eventually you'll reach the big man himself, and by God, he is a big robot. But don't worry, that nuclear warhead of his is never gonna go off. Don't worry about falling off any of the platforms, by the way. You'll bounce right back up, and in fact, I like to deliberately do this sometimes. And yes, I do mean deliberately. I'm not just like pulling a ruse cruise or anything. So I'm at the perfect height to hit Warhead. The more damage you do, the more he's gonna move about, so be prepared to get out of the way and counter with your own blasts. It's tricky, but doable.
Yeah, I am really starting to see the bad wisdom of shooting at that nuclear warhead, and I know you said it doesn't go off, but still, I would just be initially concerned, at least.
Maybe these are just like pacifying ice blasts.
Oh my god, like he just remodeled his whole head. I thought it was attached. No, he just ripped his other head off and put this shit on.
He's almost done.
Why is his lower half a tornado too? Fuck it, I don't know.
He's combining with every type of technology in the world. He's got nature, he's got, like, nuclear stuff, it's all good.
Yeah, nature, because they build tornadoes up there.
Give a hoot, don't pollute.
Did you not do drugs, kids? I hope so, before you played my game.
He's Vectorman, not Dare Man, okay?
The ending is admittedly pretty straightforward. You did it. Awesome.
Congrats, you've beaten Vectorman and saved the world. If you want to play the game for yourself, I believe it's available on the Wii's Virtual Console, although it's also an unlockable on Sonic, I think, Gems Collection, which had the sequel too, also as an unlockable, but they were pretty obnoxious to unlock. Rystar, I think, was the secret, like, non-Sonic unlockable on Mega Collection.
Well, I mean, Sega owns Rystar, so you tend to see that more on the Sonic collections and Vectorman. Does Sega still have the rights to Vectorman since Blue Sky doesn't exist anymore? I would assume so if it's going to be on collections like this.
It's probably sitting in Warhead's underground vault somewhere, but I digress. How do we feel about Vectorman as a whole, mate? Do it in 10 words or less. Keep it concise.
Still a cool game. Play it, I advise.
Okay, that's roughly about 8. My turn. Vectorman, snazzy, peppy, a fun, jump and shooting kind of game. I think that's roughly about 10. I love Vectorman, and I'm glad I'm finally able to get past that really obnoxious bit with the jumping enemy and show off this game to you guys, because this is one of the games that I played as a kid, along with like Pugsy and Soliel, which I believe is called like Crusader of Century in other like regions.
Yeah, I kind of got a silly name over here, I have to admit.
So yeah, that's the end of the playthrough. Shall we just comment on enemies, because I know the credits are about to roll, but there's not for another 35 seconds or so.
Oh, the amazing spider bomber, what a good... I love how he's jumping on his own bombs. And you think that wouldn't blow up, but then again, Warhead's jumping around, his whole head is a bomb, but apparently shooting is okay, so I don't know.
That's a fucking goofy enemy, and there's like a guy with a nuclear warhead strapped to his head, so that's saying something.
That's true, yeah, it's just... It really kind of says something when Warhead is not the dumbest looking enemy in this game.
Monkey's head is a little bit disconcerting, but I'll stay stum in this instance, I think. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time for another HFC playthrough. Goodbye.
See you later.
Toasty.